Hello, beautiful people. It's a lovely day. Yeah, you're welcome for today's event. So let's just good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending on where you're watching from. So let's wait for people that we tag for this event to come in, guys. Yeah, you're welcome. Sorry, we started a minute late. Yeah. Those that I tagged to come in can click on join to discuss on this topic for today's event scheduled. Monica, you're welcome. Monica Marat, you're welcome for today's event. You're the first person that joined. Monica Marat. So you're the first person that joined. Irene Calder, you're welcome. So on today's event, we're gonna be discussing a very integral topic, which I put on the event planning system. So we're gonna be discussing it. I'm just waiting for those that I tagged to come in so that they can click on join, because it's gonna be an interactive one. It's not like gonna be something that only myself is gonna be discussing. There are about 3 or 4 people that I tagged that are supposed to join this event so that we can discuss on this topic. It's not just myself alone. And today's event, we're discussing how do we deal with emotional downtime in life, challenges and expectation. It's a broad topic that one can even get into dilemma in it if you don't take time and check how you handle it. I'm waiting for those that I tagged to join in. And at the same time, I was looking for a way to get Yeda people to join on this discussion today, because I know she's gonna make a difference too. But I could not get across to her. I sent message to her. I don't know if she's gonna join. Veronica Muritaj, you're welcome. Ronaldo Unko, you're welcome to this event. I don't know why so many of you are joining and leaving at the same time, but there's no problem. We're gonna start because hence I schedule a time for something. I like to keep to that time, not to keep everybody waiting. So we have to start now. I'm not gonna delay that. So the ones that I tagged for this, if they want to join, they can click on join. And any other person that joined on this event live discussion and you want to join, click on join. I always allow you so that you can make your own contributions, or you go to the comment section and put your contributions. So we're discussing on how do we deal with emotional downtime in life, the challenges and expectation. So in this life, when you're talking about emotional downtime, in every point in time in everybody's life, there is a time in your life where you're faced with so many things that you don't know how to cope with it, and sometimes it will overwhelm you that you will not be able to handle it. But it's not something that truly that you cannot handle, but the only thing is that emotionally you are not stable that moment to handle 1 or 2 things that are facing you. So in this, we have about 3 types of emotional downtime in brain that our brain needs. So 3 types of mental downtime in your brain that you need. So whether in your home office, in social media workspace, because we, the content creators, we work in the social media space. Some people see us as work-home moms. So for somebody to be at home, you say housewife. No, I don't like using that word on people. What do you mean by housewife? A wife that stays at home has a lot of work he or she is doing, which is much more than what somebody is doing even in the office. So you need to have a work balance for you to focus, looking at your mental and physical health. So we're gonna be looking at that, and at the same time, for you to focus on the main thing so that you don't get distracted, you have to avoid any atom of distraction and maintain your focus on the key pieces of information, having the executive control, you know. So hence you have the executive control of the information in your brain and what you want to do, how you want to go about it. That's to say that you are now in control of your emotion, that nothing can distract you at that moment. Because sometimes if you allow the thing to overwhelm you and you don't focus, you don't take time to think, how do I go about this, and try to remain positive. Don't be saying only the negative part of it, but just remain focused that this thing is good. No matter how tough it is, I think I'm gonna win. I will get this right. So in as much as you try to seek information, don't get to those that will talk you down, that will always give you the negative vibes. The next thing is gonna crush your emotion and you will lose balance in life. That's one thing I've learned, because sometimes in this life, okay, let me take myself for example. There are times that things hit me that actually, if you don't take time, you keep on talking to so many people to see who you can talk to relieve the emotional stress that you're going through that time. But if you look at it, you have spoken to the first person, second person, third person, and nobody is like giving you exactly what you feel it should be. First of all, you think of who you are, where you're coming from, what exactly do you really need? Where do you think you are heading to? Where do you expect to see yourself in as much as the obstacles that come, things that are weighing you down emotionally? So how do you go about it? By the time you look at it critically, you will focus on that particular thing and think about how you're going to overcome such thing and move forward in your life. And some of them are just stepping stones for you to move to the next and greater level in your life. But if you see it as something that is so much challenging, that how can you go through this and whatever thing, it can make you go back to square one in life, that you will not be able to get up. But not that it's difficult that you can't even get up, but it's as seeing yourself as somebody that no matter how the pressure is, I can stand. So, but sometimes when you're looking at people to come and help you to do it, it might not work like that. Okay, so that's why I put this, because there was a time I faced that emotional downtime. Several times in life, in different occasions, it can come and you face those challenges. You just be like, how do I go about this? So you be careful of people that, sorry, something was disrupting what I was doing. I'm really sorry about that. Yeah, so we look at all that. So the next thing we're gonna be looking at is how do you manage those difficult emotions? How do you manage them? So as I'm asking of all these things, any of you who has any information to any anything you want to contribute to, you can put it on the comment section. You can write it down. I will read it out with your name. Okay, so we'll look at meditation and mindfulness, because sometimes by the time you're emotionally down, there's a challenge that is facing you, that is weighing you down, and you don't know how to go about it. First thing, you need to be focused. When you follow the emotion the way it comes, it will make you to talk to so many people. You keep talking to so many people instead of you focusing on that particular piece of information that is inside you. And how are you gonna break it down? How are you gonna achieve it to the maximum? How are you going to make something good out of it, and not to get distressed and at the same time and you get depressed? So we'll look at, it might seem counterintuitive, but facing your emotion can support you in processing them. Like I said at the beginning, if you don't face it squarely, you're going to go back to square one in life. Both physical, emotional trauma, all those things, if you don't take time, you go back to square one. But it's something you have to face squarely by yourself, knowing too well that nobody can do it better than you are. In as much as you want to relieve yourself, I prefer to go through some articles people have written about a particular thing maybe I'm facing at a time, or reading a book that can help me, than talking to physical human being who can carry that piece of information you gave the person and carry it outside. Before you know it is circulated everywhere, and thereby causing you to get depressed, and things that people are not supposed to know about. Before you know it, everybody will be aware of it. It can destabilize you emotionally. So the negative thoughts, emotions and beliefs are said to be like Velcro. They stick easier than their positive counterparts, says Rebecca, a PhD holder with a neuroscience. Because me, I like to read. I read a lot too online about all these things. So there are so many things that can make you to face it. It will be very, very difficult for you if you don't take time. While it is normal to have a negative bias, getting stuck on it can lead to unnecessary suffering, because you may create more of what you don't want to experience. By divulging that information to other people who are not supposed to hear it, the person you feel that, oh, is a counselor to you, can divulge the information to another person, and before you know it, it will destabilize you. So I think it's better we focus on whenever we're emotionally down. So the use of emotional awareness to manage difficult emotions. Bring emotional awareness means you notice your feelings, name them, and allow yourself to experience the rise and fall. It is a balance between releasing the need to control their intensity and not letting them consume you. So these are people's thoughts that I'm reading out here. So hence you identify that particular thing that is going you down emotionally. You'll be able to face it well. Because I could remember sometime I know that I was facing something quite difficult in life. So I look at it. What is the main problem? I look at it. Yes, I identify that thing. So what are the other things that are making me to feel so down emotionally towards this particular thing? I identified it and now look at it. How do I deal with those people beside that is making me to feel much way down, more than what the main challenge can cost me? I first of all learned how to deal with those people by the sides that are causing me more trauma. Then now focus on, first of all, let's get that main thing done. Hence the thing is done and the light is shining. The rest of other people who are making that thing to weigh me down, they wouldn't have any stone to put their legs for them to start making things to be unease for me. Okay, so that was how I focused and was able to conquer that particular emotional difficulty at that time. So we look at being emotionally aware means you notice your feelings, you name them. So we have talked about that. Connecting to your breath while witnessing your feeling can support you in learning about your triggers. It's also a great way to learn that emotions aren't permanent. So there are things that come and go. Your emotions towards, oh, I don't have something, how do I do this? And you keep on wondering and thinking every day. You're indoors and thinking how things, if you keep on remaining indoors, things are not going to get better. But it means that the way that thing is weighing you down, still use that same force as it is weighing you down to look for something to do that time to better your life. Thereby handling that particular, addressing that particular thing that's causing you emotional downtime. By the time you handle it, things starts getting better. All those feelings will go. It's a feeling that comes and goes. It's a phase in life. Okay? When you allow yourself to be emotionally aware, you learn to recognize emotions for what they are. Simply sensory experiences passing through your awareness. It's just sensory experiences that you go through. So hence each phase of whatever thing that you're facing passes. By then you have conquered that one. You come out victoriously. You're free from that one. You keep on moving ahead, but it does not mean that from time to time as you keep going that you will not face any other challenge in life in a different level that will make you to still be emotionally down. So, but one thing that is very important is for you to understand that it is very important for you to identify the way that you handle critical issues, things that are going to weigh you down. There's nobody on earth that does not face one thing or the other, one challenge or the other in life, but it depends on how you handle them. That's the most important thing. So when it comes, it can weigh you down so much. Okay, I was discussing a particular thing yesterday with my husband. First of all, when my son moved, we saw him off at the airport. So by the time we came back, I was feeling it so much. I tried to hold my tears. I tried to hold the emotions the way it was coming. But I couldn't control it. But the best thing I remembered I could do is, you see this cry that is coming out, just allow it to come out. Let it flow, so that if definitely you cry it out, you get yourself. So I cried it out. My husband was like, what is the problem? Why are you crying? You don't want the boy to go again? I said, no. But I was remembering, you know, all the time we're spending here. As he has left, I'm not seeing him beside me. It's not like as if he's dead, but it's just that he has to relocate and he stays where he can. He will be staying to work. So missing him in the house, yes, you miss him, but you don't take it to something that you cannot deal with again. After all, you've been praying for this particular thing and it happens now. Why do you have to be crying? So by the time I came inside his room to put things in order, I started feeling it again. So what I did was to identify that truly, hence I come inside that particular moment that I'm gonna feel it. I kept quiet and closed the door. I decided to speak with him when he arrived and saw that things are moving well with him and he's happy. And from there, I became all right. I said, after all, this is something that I've been praying for. Now that it happened, why do I have to be emotionally down? I stood up on my feet and get back to my feet again. And those emotional feelings that were trying to weigh me down, I put it at back immediately. So now see me, it's okay. I'm even in his room to do this live event now without feeling that, oh, he's not here, this and that. Yes, he's not here, he traveled. But we'll still speak, we'll see us ourselves. And thank you for people that commented on that video and said that after you'll be seeing him on video when you call. Yes, it's a very good one. Yeah. So handling your emotions is very important, because some people that sometimes you see them, they stay on their own. Even when they are walking unconsciously, you see them whispering and talking to themselves. They have had a deep thought so much that even when they are walking on the road and talking to themselves, that they are not even aware that they are just talking to themselves. So they are not aware that they are talking to themselves, and that's not good. Okay, that's not good. So the other areas that we'll look at, the use of emotional awareness to see the temporary nature of emotions. Now, sometimes some people will talk you down and say all sorts of things to you. Sometimes it might not be things that you did, and it will start weighing you down so much. See, there's one thing in this life. Let's take for instance that a child is born and you get to 6 years old. Then you start from, let's say you start from toddler classes. And by the time you start from toddler classes, they start teaching you how to pronounce A is for apple, this and that. By the time you finish on those levels and you have mastered all those areas, and they set exam and find out that truly this child has mastered this particular thing that we're doing, what do? You move to a different, a higher class. From nursery, your kindergarten, you move to a primary 1 or elementary 1. By the time you have moved to elementary 1, the people that did not pass that time, you leave them in that class. You have to move forward. That's one thing in life. So just still take it like it's the same thing like emotions. So by the time some things come into your life, by the time you are finished with that particular one, you move to the next level. So that's the way I see it. Like some people that come into, you come across that they would like to tarnish your image. They want to start saying one thing or the other against you, whether it's something you did or you did not do, or sometimes they will carry things in mind for years in their life against you. without you knowing that somebody even has something against you in mind that you did not even know about it. Sometimes some of the things are things that maybe it happens, you didn't take it as, it's not like it's too serious. You apologize and say, okay, oh, I'm really sorry, you know. Okay, I'm really, really sorry about this. I'm going to address it. I'm sorry about it. So, but the person did not know, is taking it like, oh, after all, you were supposed to kill yourself because I complained of this and that. Just take them like, it's just like reading a particular novel. Hence, you're done with that novel. You drop it. They are past tense. You have already read that one, and they are gone. Once in a lifetime, you remember you read so book. It's just like how you are coming across people. Oh, sometime I met so person. They have come and they have gone. When they finish whatever thing that they are supposed to do at that particular point in time with you in your life, by the time you come across, they move ahead. It's just when you move from, let's say, you move from United States to London. By the time you leave United States, as you're getting to London, you see other people that you meet in life. By the time you meet them there, they have become your friends there. You start dealing with those ones. The ones that you have met in US, not that you're closing the chapter, you will still be keeping in touch, but as time goes on, you find out that the way you people communicate might not be as frequent as it used to be, because you have made another circle of friends in the place where you reside. So just take it that those emotions, the feelings, are things that come and go. They are phases in life in different levels. So I believe, I hope I'm making sense. I don't know if there's any of you who has any contributions to make towards this, how to deal with emotional downtime in life challenges and expectations. So another areas that I'm trying to look at is the expectations in life, because sometimes you might be thinking that, oh, this person, I'm expecting this. Okay, let's say I did something for somebody, and that particular person, after doing, I have done a lot, or maybe help the person to go to school, did this and that. Then tomorrow I'll start counting for the person and say, even after I trained you, I did this and that. Have you ever come to thank me? Have you ever come to... Why? Why are you expecting reward from the person? You don't need to. You did it because you felt like doing it. The Spirit of God in you moved you to help that particular person. If you have done it, just leave it. You don't get the reward from the person. It's the person from above who gave you the blessings which you use in blessing another person that will bless you more. But if you keep looking at reward from human beings' hand to keep rewarding you, then you're making a mistake in life. Okay? So those things are things that can still throw your emotions here and there. Before you know it, you lose balance. I look at it that the person is not emotionally stable. At the same time, the low self-esteem, counting for another person. After all, what did you do for me? After all I did for you, after all I did, no. Sometimes you'll be looking at the child. Maybe when the child was small, you're the one that look after the child and carrying the child and helping the child. Then you expect by the time the child grows, then the child will come and thank you. Yes, there's nothing wrong if the child remembers and say, oh, this is the person that helped me. Oh, let me thank the person. I could remember telling my my last son sometime that, see, this particular person, I could remember when you were sick, but God used this particular man to come at the time that he came and intervened. There was something he prescribed and we quickly ran. He prescribed a Complan milk and we quickly ran, got a Complan milk and started feeding the child, and my child became all right. So that Complan milk, immediately the child was responding positively. My husband has to go and carry it in cartons and make sure that that child never lacked that Complan milk, even till he was 13 years old. It was even my son that was saying, oh, that is enough, don't buy more. I'm okay, you don't need to keep buying this Complan milk again. I've grown now, I've grown, you know. So the man that recommended that in that time has forgotten this, his kind gesture that he did. I was the one that reminded my son, see, so person, I can't forget what he did for me when you were much younger. He said, ah, what did he do? So I reminded him, I told him, see what happened. So, oh, that's very good though. So the day we met him, I said, that man that I was telling you, and it was this year when we traveled to village. So I met that man and I called my son. I see that man that I've been telling you, see him, he's the one. So, oh, that he could not even remember, because that him, he was small then. He was like 2 years plus. So he thanked the man and said, thank you so much for allowing God to use you to do a greater work in my life. I really appreciate that. May God bless you, because the blessing that God gives somebody is way much more than what you can say that the person carried a physical thing like this and came and gave you. Okay, so those are the areas that people don't understand, that emotions are phases in life that come and go. So silent retreatment meditation practice helps me understand that every emotion has beginning, a middle, and end, says Grace Edmonds. So I'm just looking at other people's contributions towards this particular topic. So I'm reading it out, okay? So she went ahead and said, recognizing the impermanence of your emotions can help you witness them without feeling overwhelmed or personalizing them. Reminding yourself these too shall pass can provide strength to endure challenging times. So guys, you can see it. All these things help. It's not something that you're going to be doing and you keep on allowing your emotions to overwhelm you all the time. Hence, you identify that particular thing that is weighing you down. Think of how you're going to deal with it. Are you going to look at people's articles, what they have written about it, how to deal with it? Or are you going to carry the piece of information to other people, and either some of them can give you advice, but they want you to do that particular advice. But the advice they give you, advice is something that if you're being given, either you do it that way, or you think through it and see, wait, what's going to be the outcome? How am I going to benefit from it? If it is something that you don't really accept, you can drop the advice and still thank the person and move on with your life. So hence you have learned how to manage your emotions as they come, because they are phases. They are middle ones, they are heavy ones, they are very difficult emotions that can come. That if you don't take time, your mental state is gonna be like almost zero. So you have to be careful how you handle them. But those ones that are going to be making you to be off balance emotionally, mentally. Sometimes there was a time I was emotionally down, looking at the health challenge I was facing that time. So I think what I did was to zero my mind. I said, whatever thing, if I keep thinking about it and whatever thing, is it okay now? Since I've prayed, I've told God himself, who is the owner of life, to take care of me, and this is what I want. I've told him all the things I want. I zeroed my mind. Sometimes I would just zero my mind and close my eyes, even to remember that I'm a human being. I don't even do it. Because I said I want to get myself and I want to be happy. I don't want to think about anything. I don't want to think about anything, challenges at home, whoever and whatever. No, I just want to focus on getting better, which is zero my mind out of everything around. And gradually, I got myself back. Okay? So those emotions are not only when people cause it to you. Some of them are health challenges. Some of them are things that you're thinking about. How do I achieve this? Because at every point in time, you have to move from one level to the other. You can't remain in a particular place in life. You can't remain in a particular place in life, okay? Asking yourself these critical questions and investigating the root of your difficult emotions will help you gain empathy, insight into what you are experiencing. So this is Tony Parker, a PhD holder, a certified Gottman therapist, okay? We'll look at having been there, I would say that, can you give advice what worked for you? So I don't know if there's any of you who can just put on the comment section exactly what works for you. There's a saying, be who you want to be with. Okay, if you're expecting to be with somebody who likes supporting, giving you positive idea, being there for you all the time, so you still be that same person that you want to be with. Okay, behave that same way. So make yourself better in your own eyes. Your confidence, your attitude, your behavior will attract other people's attention. So first I had to decide that I don't want to be like this anymore. Done with waiting for someone to come into my life and make it easier for me. I had to fight by my own. That's the major decision I had taken. I explained to you how I faced it when I was feeling emotionally down, when I was ill. It's something I have to. Other people around me are helping me, doing the things they're supposed to do, getting the right medications and everything. But I was still feeling what I was feeling. But at the same time, I said I have to help myself too, to help the people that are looking after me, to ease their burden too, because them too, they were facing difficulty looking at me every time, not feeling okay, you know, until God restored my health truly. So cut off all the people who gave me negative vibes, those people who will always tell, yeah, it might be like this, so yeah, and things that will always make you to feel, are you sure that this thing is going to get well? People that you can give your information, all they need to do is just to give you negative vibes. If you check on the on my write-up concerning this event, you see that you need to go away from such people. Stop thinking what others think about you. Starting going to gym. You can go to gym. You can go to sports areas. You can go to the park, walk around. Even if you're not playing, yes, children are playing in the park. You can be walking around the park, counting the birds. Sometimes I come out, I look at the fresh air. I appreciate the sky, the daylight, and keep thanking God. God, I thank you for making me to see the daylight. Only thanking him and appreciating that daylight, looking at it, helps my emotions to be stable. Okay? So how do you handle your own? How do you handle your emotions? Those are the things that I'm looking at critically. Is unfortunate that all those people that I tagged to join this live event, I was thinking that they are going to come in and click on join so that I can add them. If you click on join, I will see it and I will add you if you're interested in contributing to this particular topic that we're discussing today. I'll suggest you to work on yourself. For some of us who don't know how to handle our emotions, you fulfill your own wishes, cut off all dependency you have with anyone. You should feel good about yourself. Feel good. My husband used to say sometimes that that the Bible says, love your neighbor as you love yourself. That most times that myself, I love my neighbors more than the way I love myself, because I like to get them okay, make sure that they don't feel anything bad, get things for them, but do the same for myself that I wasn't doing it. At the time I gave it a thought, I said, he's really saying the truth. Why don't I do the same for myself? Okay? So no matter what your boyfriend thinks, find something which will help you occupy something which you enjoy doing. Not what other people like. What exactly gives you joy? What makes you happy? Like myself, I know things that make me happy. What I'm doing now makes me happy, extremely happy. It makes me happy. Okay? So my husband supports me like that with this. So sports, if you know that sports makes you happy, yeah, why don't you continue with sports? It makes you happy, you go with it. You don't think about what another person thinks about it. Leave their own thinking or their own opinion. Okay? Gardening, if you know that gardening helps you, oh, you go about it, you do your gardening. So me looking at the things, planting things in my garden and looking at them, how my pumpkin is growing and other things that I planted, it makes me happy. Removing the grass beside them to make sure that they grow very well. If you know that you love painting, then do painting. It makes you happy, keeps you happy. In your own break time, or maybe time that you're not doing anything, that you have come back from work, if you love painting, keep doing the painting. Whether you're getting it right or not, just keep doing it, because it's something that makes you happy. So it makes you to be emotionally stable. Okay? So another thing is dancing. Some people stay and dance. I have a niece that used to stay with me before. So sometimes my husband and I will be wondering, who is making noise? Who is shouting here and there? By the time we come out, see, lo and behold, it's Precious that is shouting, dancing on her own. Nobody is dancing with her, but she finds happiness whenever she's dancing. You see her, she's always shaking, looking at herself on mirror, shaking and feeling happy that she's dancing, because it makes her happy and keeps her emotionally stable. So what we're saying about all these things is for people to know how to handle their emotions, the difficult times in your life. How do you handle it? Okay, how do you handle them? So we'll look at, depending on what this challenge is. I usually try to distract myself from it. I've explained to you how I distracted myself from those emotional attachments, all those things that were making me to feel so down. I decided to zero my mind. So I distracted myself from such feelings and zeroed my mind. Sorry guys, so I needed to take water. Hard work or just relaxing, on the contrary, often helps. You can relax and be viewing the air, the sky in the evening from 4 p.m. or 5, just appreciating the daylight. Look at the sky, see children playing in the street, appreciate it. Okay, it will help you to be emotionally stable. And at the same time, speak out. Speak out. Sometimes when you get entangled with something that that is life-threatening, that particular one, speak out. I wouldn't tell you to just zero your mind. Stay one. No, that in that area you need to speak out. Okay. So I love working with my dog. That's one what this person said. She takes a walk with her dog along the streets. So it helps her to be emotionally stable and feel happy. It also allows me to distract myself from my problems, to think about them, to have a bit of a rest while I am working with my dog. See? So that's how the person identifies her own way of helping herself out of emotional distress and all that. Actually, switching your focus is a great way to relieve emotional challenges. Another meaningful thing is to accept that this challenge. Think about the worst scenario possible and accept it. After all, if it doesn't come to you, who else will it come to? If it comes another person to you, you'll be among those that will say, oh, sorry, don't worry, everything is gonna be fine. So if you know that encouragement you give another person, give it to yourself that moment and relax. Okay? It feels so overwhelming sometimes, but by the time you cool down, try to meditate, you find out that you will overcome that particular challenge, you know. And after that, you have to think about overcoming it. It will allow you to think about this case and think about possible solutions to how you are going to handle them. Meditation, focus. Typically, the worst doesn't happen. What will happen is something in between, but you will be ready, and this will allow you to overcome this challenge beforehand. You see, many people have come across so many things. So when we look at the challenges of life, there's nobody who has not faced one challenge or the other. You're not the first one, either you are the second or you're gonna be the last. No. When you look at emotionally too, different emotional feelings, whatever thing, there are so many emotionally that can affect anybody. So why I look at all those things today, because I thought other people would have joined this discussion today and make their own contributions. But identify whatever thing that is pulling your emotions, making you to be emotionally down, and identify it, meditate on it, and think of possible ways to handle it, to come out of it. There's nothing that God cannot help anybody to come out of. I've told you that I've learned that sometimes when the emotional trauma is much, I like to read that moment. By the time I keep on reading towards some of the things, I feel from what they are writing and other things, I try to figure out on my own exactly how I'm going to handle that particular thing. And before you know it, I will come out of it. You have to be positive. If you keep on waiting for other people's advice and at the same time, oh, they want you to do their own advice. And so after all, I was even the one that advised her to do like this. So I was the one that advised her to do like this. So, but your own brain is there working. Use it. God gave it to you for it to work. Let that brain, put it in order. Let the brain work so that you can put your emotions in control. Be in charge of your emotions. So sometimes tears can make somebody, you lose balance and you be feeling timid. Sometimes try to hold that tears. do as if you are Apurka, do as if you're die hard. You know, sometimes you just get all those things by your side and keep on moving on and become somebody. When you hear people, oh, you're a strong woman, you're a strong man, this, they are human beings like you and I. Not that they don't stay and feel emotionally down, but because they have chosen to stand strong and bold to face whatever thing it is and say, see, I'm not going to cry on this, I'm going to speak out, I'm going to do this, they are human beings. And by the time they start achieving things, you see people praising them. Oh, that's good. Oh, she's a strong woman. They wouldn't know what you have gone through. But had it been you start looking at them, their advice and whatever, you still go back to your cocoon as if they covered you in a calabash. You can't come out. You can't help yourself. So I believe that we have spoken enough on all these things today. Avoid distractions when you're emotionally down. Try to meditate. Try to focus on how to come out of it. If the emotions, the feelings are too much, because I told you it's a feeling, it's a phase that comes and goes. If you're able to think about it and the whole thing weighing you down, and you find out that you were able to, at a point in time in the night, you sleep and you wake up the next morning, it has not been solved. It means that you will still overcome it. Okay? You overcome it one day. So all the people that I tagged to come in today on this live discussion, I don't know why they did not join, but other people that I tried to tag to so that they can join, we did not see them. But those of you that joined this live event today, I thank you so much. I am really grateful that you joined up to this moment. God really bless you. I appreciate all of you who have been there for Cherryfield Vlog, sharing our videos, and at the same time commenting. I really appreciate this. The non-followers, people are amazing too. You are non-followers, but you watch everything I post. You come live and you watch whatever thing that I'm doing. There's no Cherryfield Vlog page without you guys who has always been there watching and circulating what all my posts and supporting. You have been so supportive. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much, all of you. Monica Marat, that was the first person to join this discussion today. I really appreciate you. God bless you so much. Evelyn Caballero, Finesse, Edna Billet, thank you for joining. So many of you. Shama Thomas, thank you for joining. There are so many of you who joined today. Forgive me if I did not mention your name, but I really appreciate you guys for joining this today. But if you remember anything that you're supposed to have contributed that you want to put towards this discussion today, you can put it on the comment section. It will really be appreciated. I appreciate you guys, and I want you to continue to be positive in life, in whatever thing that you're doing. Please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel at Cherryfield Vlog. Check out the videos that I have there and watch them and equally share them. I love you guys. Until I come your way next time, from here, because it's 21:45 now, I'm telling you good night for those of you who are already in their night, and for those of you who are in their afternoon, good afternoon to you, and enjoy your daytime. Stay out of trouble and always remain positive. Remain blessed. See you in my next video. Bye.